You're watching the hockey game, and then you see this. What is it? Where did it come from? And how do we make one? This is a lower third. It occupies the lower third of the screen. And it contains a message, stay tuned for news at 11. You see these things frequently on the networks, on ESPN, all the cable channels. Frequently the stations will use a bump or a bumper before and after commercial. Could be a logo like this, or just about anything. Teasers are usually announcements of things to come and can be self-contained in full screen or overlaid as this one. How'd they do that? These two are available free at the Vast site, and Ultimate S also comes with a huge collection. We're going to take a look at these and deconstruct them, and then we're going to build a couple of our own. If you're designing one of these for broadcast, be aware that the stations generally have standards and guidelines for these type of overlays. Position, size, and color scheme are very likely specified. Check before you leap, measure twice, cut once. One of the neat features of this version of Vegas is nested projects. We've looked at that before, but in this context, it means we can build these widgets and plug them in at will just by dragging them into our project. This one has audio. We don't need the audio at the moment. If we want to edit this, we can edit the source project. Very handy. So you can create templates for each of these type of things and drag them into the timeline of your working project. This is a pretty simple one. Let's tear it apart and see how it's made. Note that this one has a white background, which you can replace with your video. But the white background serves to illustrate the way this is shadowed. Let's start at the top. Simple text media. This is just a line. Let's expand the track keyframes and see what we have here. Two plugins, border and position. And they use track motion to constrain it to just the size you see here from this original. Here's the next track. This track is simply generated media Sony color gradient. Very simple. Let's take a look at the keyframes. Position. And give it a glow if we want. Nah, looks better without it. But it does have the 2D shadow. And you remember from our work with effects, you have control over this up here. So if you want to change this color, for example, blur it a bit more or less.